All right, let's get started. It's going to be a bit of a short one tonight. I am going to be looking at game 4 of Fischer Spassky. We looked at game 1 on stream last time. I did game 2 did not happen. Fischer didn't show up. I looked at game 3 last time on my own. He lost. No, sorry. Fischer won that one. And so now we're back to game 4. So let's see. We are at Fischer is down 2-1. Okay. So will he continue turning this thing around? Let's get started. I'm gonna guess E4. He says, best by test. So he plays E4. I actually have no idea what Spassky plays. For some reason I feel like he's like an E5 player. He doesn't strike me as a Sicilian player, but I'm saying that with zero information. I can't think of a Spassky game I've seen. I'm sure I have, but I can't think of one off the top of my head. I'm trying to make sure the stream is set up right. Okay, I think we're good. So I don't know. I'm gonna say E5. Okay, plays the Sicilian. Fischer, in every game I've ever seen, he plays the open Sicilian. So knight f3, d6. Are we going into a Najdorf? Okay. He's gonna play d4, take. I'm gonna assume knight f6, knight c3, and a6. Not a6. Okay. So I don't know what the name of this is. What Sicilian is this? I don't know. I'm gonna look at the database because I would like to know what the name of it is. The name is. This is the classical variation. Okay. Yeah. This is. This should show you how I don't know all my Sicilians. Okay, so this is the classical variation. I have no clue what the theory is for this. This is just me looking at some games and saying what seems like some principled moves. Certainly we could take with the knight. I don't really know that gains us much. The more obvious move to me would be like bishop b5 pinning the knight. We're finishing development over here, getting ready to castle. The problem is it seems like they're gonna push this. Oh no, this doesn't work at all. Right? Then we would go takes, fork. Yeah, so this looks like a pretty reasonable move. They're almost certainly going to have to do something like interposing with the bishop. Then we can castle. Then they might do this. And at that point, maybe we're fine just saying like here with the bishop, letting them push out their pawns. I assume we're castling short. I don't even know. Maybe you castle long in this, but this just seems like a good move. I think also something like this would be a good move. Although they can immediately attack with a knight, which is a little bit annoying. But, I mean, it should be fine. These moves also seem fine, a little bit less ambitious. I feel like Fischer's he's not really the bishop e2 kind of guy, right? He wants to be maximum value on every move. So I feel like he's going to do something more, and I think I'm pretty happy saying bishop e5. Okay, so bishop c4. Also, accomplishing quite a bit. So if we know if we go here, this stuff is going to happen anyway. They're going to get some free tempo. This actually looks better to me. Now that I see it, I'm like, yeah, this, and also this makes sense. Against the Najdorf, he plays the Sozin, which is this idea. I'm going to guess e6 seems like a very reasonable move. Blunt this bishop. I don't know. That looks reasonable. But if we go here. Actually, we don't need to do the arrows. Here. Then what? Let's say castle here. I mean, this looks fine. I feel like we're playing a fine game of chess. I don't know if that's what he's looking for. He might be looking for something more maximalist. This seems reasonable. Just castling short would be the move I would make if I was planning to castle short, but he might be planning to castle long. So I feel like there's lots of good choices here. F3 is also an interesting idea if we're planning to do something like this to stop this. So I really just kind of depends on what he's trying to do and why, like, what is there. I'll say castle short. I don't know. Okay. I mean, that's like what you would do in the Sozin, so that's not a shocking revelation. I feel like bishop e7 followed by castle is going to be what he's going to do. Again, I'm going to go with castles. Okay, no, so we're going here. I thought the problem with that was this. And then what from here? Can't go here. Well, maybe you can. I was going to say this. But maybe then you go here, hitting the queen. Here. You've got time to back out. I don't know where you go. Here, perhaps. We've given black a bigger center, and I don't think we would want to do that. I don't think we need to walk ourselves into a pin. Yeah, I don't understand putting the bishop on e3. Let's see what he does. Okay, so it doesn't do that. So let's figure out why not. That just seems like a pretty obvious move. Like it feels like if this works, then this move doesn't work. So this does not. Okay. All right. That is so you know. Yeah, obviously the queen is taking. Why to castle long? For white, you're saying why would white castle long? I don't know, right? It's that idea of like, oftentimes in the Sicilian you are castling long, trying to get the fast attack over here on the castled king. So I don't know. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the classical at all. So I'm just kind of, guessing at this point. So I don't know if you normally castle long. But I did say I thought you should castle last time. I'm still think castling is a good idea. He does castle. So now we just have like a regular game. They're both castled short. Just feels like a regular chess game. Just develop the pieces. If I'm playing black here, like b6 seems fine. Just probably even considering going here with the bishop. We get the tempo and we control a nice long diagonal. That seems pretty reasonable. I don't really know what else to do here as black. Like everything is fine. Like this is the piece I'm staring at and going, all right, this is the guy that needs help. So yeah, let's just b6. Or I was going to say that as well. a6, b5 I think accomplishes similar ideas, but it does put you on this diagonal. But it makes sense that we're gaining some space here. I guess the problem would be, what if white plays a4 now? So then b5. I guess b5 is bad, right? It loses a pawn. So black's not going to be able to even play b5. So I don't know. A4 seems like a pretty reasonable move here. I guess the problem with it, is that it does open up this hole. And that's, I don't know. Is that a big problem? I'm not entirely sure. Like the knight doesn't look that great there. But maybe long term, also I guess something like this, and now the bishop's on this hole. It could be plugged with this, but then this is a hole. So maybe this feels pretty committal. We already saw f4 is the move, which is very reasonable, right? We're taking space. Maybe we're going here. We're allowing rook lifts. So this feels like a very Fishery type of move, right? Like it feels like it does a lot of things. We're enabling attacks. We're gaining space. That just feels like a good move to me. Stockfish has the final verdict. Yeah, that is true. I agree, but in this position doesn't seem the most precise castle. What doesn't seem the most precise? Castle long or short? Let us go back, actually. Yeah, what does the engine think? Does the engine think we should castle short here? The engine says, yeah, castling short's good. It likes queen e2 first, but all the lines I'm looking at say castle short. So, makes sense. Okay, so f4 is the move that's played. You castle short. Okay, look at that. You and Fischer on the same page. I think castling short makes sense here as well. I think b5 seems like a good idea, especially since a4 will sort of, I don't know about permanently prevent it, but for a long time it also seems to be what we're doing here. Okay, interesting. So why are we taking first? That's the question. If we were to go here first, this hangs. Wow, I am really not seeing the board very well today. That's disturbing. I'm playing a classical game tomorrow night. I better get it together. So in order to play b5, we do need to take first, which, you know, makes sense. I think we want to take with the bishop. I don't have a great reason. This just feels a little bit loose. Like, why are we just jamming the king in the middle of the queen in the middle of the board? It doesn't feel like it can be immediately threatened, but it just seems weird. I'd rather put the bishop here. We're actually, I don't know, threatening some stuff. Maybe we're threatening this if this knight moves. So I would take with the bishop. Okay, takes with the bishop. Now b5. That was the whole point of the knight take. So most likely black's going to play this, or black is going to play this. Do we care if black plays b4? I think is the first thing, because we could stop that. So do we care? Here, I don't think we do. I think the knight is kind of perfectly happy to just come on over here and join the kingside attack. I guess the issue would be, like, let's say we'll waste a move here, here, here. Now this is a target, and this is a target. The bishop is backing them up, but let's say, like this. Actually, we don't even need to do that, right? Let's just say this comes down and threatens. I don't know. It feels pretty loose. So, but I think we can let them do this. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think we can just move on. So if we're just going to move on, I mean, there's a little part of me that's like, what if we just do this? And then we go like here, and here, and here, and just push. Like, it feels so overcommittal. Like, this diagonal is super open. The king looks very weak. But black is a little bit underdeveloped. It feels like too much for me. Like, I would love to be able to play like that, but I just don't know that I can. I'm not really sure what to do, though. Like, there's a part of me that wants to go here to be able to rook lift. It doesn't seem like the best move. But I think this is what I would heavily consider. I like g4. I'm hoping Fischer plays g4. That's the move I want him to play. Okay, so he stops at b4. Decided that he didn't want that. So we're going to see the fianchetto bishop, I would think. And now 2 on the pawn. So what do we need to do about that? One possibility is to go here and put our queen in a more aggressive spot. But there is this pin. I don't know. I don't see like an immediate way to exploit that pin, but I don't love voluntarily walking into that pin. We could simply go here. That would seem to kind of defeat the purpose of f4. We could just push here. Like here, takes. Knight moves back. And this looks not great. And this looks not great. But this pawn is holding on to stuff. Maybe we've got, you know, this kind of idea. And then this guy's coming in. And then this, and then this. So, yeah. Interesting stuff. That seems like a reasonable way to protect the pawn. The more basic way would be rook e1. That works as well. And doesn't walk into a pin. Sets up some stuff like this, perhaps. Okay. Okay, I can get behind that. I think like rook c8 looks very reasonable here. Just make a nice easy move. Okay. Very interesting. So offering up this pawn fully to 2 different pieces. I suppose if here I've got this pin, we can immediately break it though. That seems reasonable. If we take this way, there is this. I missed that. So we don't want to take that way for sure. So I guess the question is this like a trap? are we trapped here? I mean, if nothing else... but if we go like here... And they can actually pile... Oh, okay, can't go there. We could go here. Now we're back on this twice. I mean, we're defending it twice, though. So... I think actually we would want to go here just to be able to break the pin and walk away. Then maybe like... I was going to say here, but that doesn't work either. Maybe here. It feels like we can take this pawn. I don't... I don't know. Why is Spassky offering this pawn up if I can take it? Makes me think I can't take. Maybe like here. Here? No, let's just put this where we want. I feel like we can take the pawn. I don't know. Yeah, I'm playing both white and black. I'm Fischer playing myself. Just like young Fischer. Okay. Okay. So that was the move I wanted to make before. But let's check with the engine. Can we take this pawn? My guess is no. Oh. Wow. Okay. So it's way simpler than I was thinking. It's not this. I was right. This works out for us. But just simply this. This guy was guarding a pawn, so it's not offering up a pawn. So he goes here first, saying, now I will be able to take the pawn after we exchange. I'm guessing he's going to take here, and then take back with the pawn, and then my guess would be to come back this way. Let's look, though. Can we go this way? This is certainly a more aggressive, interesting approach. Doesn't look like it. I think we've got to go back. So Spassky goes back. Now what's Fischer do here? Is this pawn hanging now is the question, or have things changed enough where it's no longer hanging? So now if we take, and we do something like this, and we go here, we do have this move, which looks kind of annoying. We could take with check. Still not enough to win it, but then they can go there. No. I don't know. White seems fine. Okay, yeah, but still pretty even. Okay, so the deal is taking is fine. And then they would go there. Oh, okay, he does take. Okay. So taking is fine, and he does. But the computer says it's really only even. I guess we're not gonna be able to keep the pawn. Okay, there's some interesting things here with like takes, it's check. I don't know. Do we just move the queen? This piece is looking very strong. Takes. I think we take. And then I think they take back with the bishop first, because it is check, and we move. And the question is, does Spassky trade queens here? Man, I gotta say, for this pawn, Black has given up one pawn and has like these utterly devastating bishops. I don't think you trade the queen here. I think you, as Black, you say, I've got a really good position. I'm going to go like here, threaten mate, make White like come over here and guard it, get the rooks involved, start this way. So I think Black looks quite good here, actually. Black is down a pawn, but boy, it feels like Fischer is going to have to really work to hold on to this thing. Best way to... Oh, this is actually already... No, it's not defend. I think I like going here and then here as a way to defend it. That seems fine also. Actually, I like this better because now this doesn't come with tempo. Because I think that's what we're doing. And then we can go here. But let's see. If we go here, White probably just, combats the file. And then if like here, 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 here. And I don't think black wants to do this. I don't think trading down the rooks here is the right idea. I think the right idea is to do it the other way. It's to keep the rooks on the board. All right, I think I need to handle something in a moment here. Okay, we'll get like one more move. Okay, so that's not even what happened. So I don't know. Maybe moving the rook there doesn't work that great. But if not, I don't really know what we are doing. That's where things get harder. We could go here first before we move this rook and force this bishop to go somewhere different. And then I don't know where this pawn is better. But I think I like pushing that pawn there. Okay. Go there, contrast or combat. And then what? Are we trading? Okay. We're trading. And then instead of trading the second rook, h4 comes on the scene. Okay. Just a second. Our rook f2 would have hung the bishop. Oh, really? Okay, let's see what we're talking about. I think it was one after this attack. So here hangs the bishop. Rook f2 hangs the bishop. I don't know what we're talking about here. I don't know how that hangs the bishop. What? It hangs the rook. Yes. Okay, that's what you meant. Hung to the bishop. Yeah. You are not wrong. It definitely hung the rook. Probably not the best play. Okay, so I need a moment here. Apparently my child has emailed me yet another lab. This child is chemistry crazy. Okay. All right. Need a moment to grab this. Ugh. Are you downstairs? I printed it. Where do you want it? On your computer? Okay. Yep. Okay. I am back. Being a parent. Always something. Okay, so he plays h5, which looks very interesting to me. Like, all-out attack, which is, it seems like what you would need to do here. I don't even really know what white does here. I was kind of looking at this, which leads to checkmate. It's probably not good. Don't necessarily mind something like this. To try to double up, this is still a problem, though. Maybe we do something like c3 to be able to slide this bishop back, put some pressure on this, something like this. I mean, that's mate right now, but something along those lines. I don't really know what white does. This is a very tricky position. Okay, so just puts his knight in a better spot, attacking things. I really don't think black wants to give up either of these pieces. Would assume they're going back with the bishop, protected by the rook. I think if you go here, I mean, there's nothing brewing immediately, but I don't know, something like this where you're like double attacking things doesn't seem great. It seems like just getting the bishop out of the way as far as possible is right. I think here, now that we've closed this file, it kind of changes everything. I'm sort of looking at like rook here hitting this a second time. The issue with this would be if we go here, he could take and that's gone, but like, and this pawn might be really weak, but black's really given up everything if they do that. Like, the advantage they have is in those two bishops. I don't think they're taking there. So I think if we want to, we have rook f1. Is that what we want to do, though? I don't think so. I think I still like the idea of playing c3. Okay. Okay. Kind of same idea. I like this much better, actually, than my idea. So this does not disrupt the pawns. If we want to, we can go here, here. We've got so much flexibility there. And now we can go like here, totally blunting this file, or even here, here. Because if we can get rid of, if we can trade these bishops, we're very excited. Then we're just up a pawn. The bishops are a lot less menacing, so that seems like a very strong move. I want to see, I want to compare it to the move I came up with. I have a feeling my move is okay. My move loses on the spot to h4. What? This is that strong? Wow. h3. And we're in big trouble. Oh my. Okay. I definitely did not see that. So Fischer's move is the best move. And what's the computer say this is? The computer says it's 0.7 for black. So black is ahead despite Fischer being up a pawn. And I totally buy that. Black's position looks really good. So I think h4 seems fine. This feels like an alpha 0 game now. A little bit before alpha 0. I think we move the bishop to d3. Okay. So if we go here, this is probably bad, right? We can't take... This is coming. Everything is coming. So yeah, that does make sense. We have to play h3. That was a rushed move by me. Question is, how does... Like, black's done all its easy moves. Now what does black do is the question. I don't know. Something like this to force this pawn up could be fine. Maybe f6 to try to bring the rook in this way. Though maybe this gets us closer to a draw, or closer to a draw or trade down material. I don't really know what black's move is here. Wow, okay. Why? Bishop e3, why? Is it to go bishop f4 and then settle in on g3? It does look very menacing. Very menacing. I am really losing track of this game. Yeah. I guess bishop d3 seems reasonable. That also seems good. I think we would be happy to disrupt our pawns to exchange these queens. Get rid of a lot of their attacking chances. I don't think black will exchange queens. The problem is that pawn is falling. But I'm wondering if even something like queen h6 would work. You can't attack it. It still allows me to go forward with this plan and then rearrange my queen. So I think I like that. Or I could just take the hanging queen, taking pawn. That seems pretty decent. The problem is, if they take, our attack is pretty diminished. Well, I can just go here. No, I guess they can't go there because the knight's falling. And the knight is backing up this guy. Okay. I still think we take that. Yeah. Okay, he takes. And then, does this work? That seems like it works. This can't work, right? That would be just too easy. We're on it twice. Does not work. Obviously doesn't work. Okay. Knew that wouldn't work. But my board vision is lacking today. Probably because I'm trying to play both sides. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Now we're just going to play Fischer's moves. Sure, feel free to guess anything you want. All right, so he goes here. He plays g5. Okay. That makes sense, right? We want to continue that attack. This is not even hanging a pawn. That was great, actually. What does Fischer do now? What about here? With the idea of going here. I guess I can take that way, though. So maybe that doesn't work very well. Although, wait, after here, 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 but then there. Okay. I guess the question is, do you go here? I guess it can't go here because it would take. Nope, can't take. Oh boy. Maybe two loose though. You can come here in there. Maybe we just go here. And then we go here and we're threatening that. I think I'd rather go here though, so we don't have this discovery. Yeah, so I'm going to say this. Okay, I think that's fine as well. It's a little bit less. Also, oh, okay. I was worried about this move. I don't think this move is going to end up working. Well, maybe it will. I was thinking it's because we had this check. But is that check enough? Wow, that move looks strong to me. Okay, let's see. I think there's a problem with this move. It just feels too weakening. Yeah, white is actually winning here. Wow. Let's just say here. No, that's not. That's a bad free move. Knight f6, rook f6. We're losing to this idea, hitting this, going here. Okay, so that's just too overly committal. Instead, black goes there, hitting the knight a second time. I feel like this looks pretty promising. And if we go here, and you go, oh, you can't go there anyway. Yeah, I think we want to move this knight, and that seems like a reasonable spot. Okay, he goes there. Interesting. How long is this game? We've got a little bit. Okay. Black moves the king up to be able to now get the rook involved, perhaps. I am a big fan of this idea. I have been for a while. I continue to be a fan of it. Bold move that does not result in losing. I don't quite understand. Maybe it's because we're going here. Yeah, it must be. I don't know, like rook g8 or h8 is going to be where he goes. All right, we're going knight f3, completing our arc here. What's up, Maji Dots? How are things? Let's see. You have queen g4 and f5. You have knight f5. Yeah, the f5 didn't work out. We saw. Okay, so where does it? I don't know. Where is this queen going? Maybe like c7. They could take there. Okay, yeah, they could take there. But taking there seems to be really admitting you're not winning now. Like, I don't think black wins now. We take with the queen, and now you're playing for a draw, right? I would assume. Black is now down a pawn. They no longer have the two bishops. It's opposite colored bishops in addition to that. Yeah, what a weird play. I mean, there's really nothing better than this. Because this to me is just admitting that we're done. And the engine loves this move and says black is up a full point here. Despite being down a pawn. No admission. What? Okay, what am I missing? G4 seems to be met by queen takes with check. That does not seem to work. Yeah, I don't get it. You could go bishop d6 threatening mate on h2. But I don't think that works. Can't. Worst case, we would just take. I don't think we want to do that. Could we just go here? And then here. And then here. And then like here. It does not work. Yeah, so maybe that doesn't work very well. But like rook here, here. That seems reasonable too. Okay, so he does go there, threatening the mate. I think we just moved the king over. What? Oh, totally missed that. Okay, so now black has given up any chance they had at winning. That was trying to draw. Which, yeah, this feels like, you know what, actually, it feels like if anyone's going to win this, it would be black still. But this feels like this should be a draw. And I imagine the computer's going to say we're in drawing range now. Yeah. So that move was offering a draw to this. That's an only move. Everything else loses. But what the computer likes is, you ready for this? Rook h4! That's the only move that continues pushing for the win. So that's cool. Instead he goes here, offering the draw basically. And they're going to play for 12 more moves, but I don't see anything dramatic happening here. So he goes there, threatening the pawn. Okay. Do we need to hold that pawn? Opposite colored bishop ending. Because we could go here, but then our rook is pretty passive. I suppose then we could maybe go here. So I guess there's no reason not to go there to hold on to it. Okay, I guess there is. Oh yeah, right. I was trying to find a way to threaten a pawn, and this does because of that. I missed that. So, okay, so they move out of the way. So we're no longer threatening the pawn, but then we can come over here and win that. No, because they'll go there. Yeah, maybe now we go here. No. Just give up the pawn and say we're going to keep everything active. It's fine. So now probably, again, king to f2. Oh, it's a weird move. Why are we going here? I assumed we were going here to d3. Maybe we're going over here. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here. I guess maybe the best idea is just push c4 and see if you can make something happen. c4, not c4. So we're giving up this pawn to go here and get checkmate. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good trade. I don't think black's going to give up checkmate. Wow. Is this the only move? Here, here, here. That seems fine. Oh, okay. Yeah. Trade. Now, I think we have to admit it. This is opposite colored bishops, even material. I'm a little surprised they're still playing, to be honest. I wonder which one of them is thinking they're pushing for something. Maybe Fischer's like, I've got this passer. That's going to be kind of annoying to stop. But, okay, and that's the draw offer. Got it. Okay. A very interesting game. So there was this... Actually, let's bring up the openings database. I know nothing about this opening. So these are all book moves. F4 is the number one move here. And then takes. These are all book. B5. And then E5 is the book move, but A3 is also in the book. And then this is an obvious maneuver. Okay. And so then E5 seems to be kind of a wild card here. Okay, he doesn't do it yet. He does it soon. Yeah. So, yeah. Interesting that this is basically still all in the database. Not like thousands of games or anything. But yeah, okay, so this is it. This is where it gets very interesting, right? So it's like black is willing to give up a pawn to get the two bishops. And so that's a pretty instructive game. I am usually not good with the two bishops. Like, they don't give me the advantage that, the textbooks speak of. But these look really good. Like, to be honest, I'm a little surprised that Spassky wasn't able to get more from here. And then this is a big mistake according to the engine. But this goes from tied to negative 1.5 by just developing the rooks. Instead, the engine says, go here and just get this queen out of there. And then if the queen takes, then you should be pretty happy. The attack is going to be very slow coming. Yes, these bishops still look bonkers, but you can't really win with just those. But by leaving the queens on and letting them get their rook involved, suddenly things get a little scarier. Okay. And then yeah, and then so the engine thinks this is overly ambitious. This did seem like, what? That's really all we got? But it made sense because the bishops are already on decent squares. The rook can't get involved anyway, so it does kind of feel like all we have is h5. The engine actually likes bishop e3 a lot. So bishop e3, which he ended up doing very soon. So we have this stuff. Ah, okay, so he does not like... Engine doesn't like this push. The engine says, just go here. Just get this fork in. And if here, then great. This problem is solved. If they go there, you can even push if you want. Let's see, does the engine say push? No, the engine says just take it, actually. We're up 2 pawns now. Is the king wide open? Yeah, but the 2 bishops are gone. Like, those attacking chances are not as strong. Okay, so instead, we see him do that. Then the bishop e3 comes. I want to put the engine back on and see what's happening. Okay, so going for that trade. Taking is the best move according to the engine. Takes, g5, all great moves. And then this move is the move that gives the game away. Fascinating. Yeah, the engine wants you to go here, which is the move I was liking as well. No, actually, I was trying to get the bishop here. So, but this does look pretty strong. We are now... It can't go here, at least yet. We're sort of putting some pressure on. I don't know. It looks a little weird to me. But yeah, this move, I don't really understand it. And the engine says it doesn't work that great. That you should just go b4. Go here. But he doesn't go there. He goes here. And black continues to have a little bit of an advantage. Yeah, this whole thing seemed weird. I didn't quite understand it. The engine likes a4. It likes this move. It says the king moves fine. And now rook d8. Like, what is this doing? Unless you're going h4, which he doesn't do. This just doesn't... This feels like a... I don't know, like a wasted move. The engine says instead we should go here, pinning this. It's not so bad because even if the knight moves, it's like not the end of the world. Plus we can just play c3. But the engine wants to claim that there's still stuff here. There's still chances here. So, interesting stuff. Okay, and then the game continued and petered out very quickly. Because once the 2 bishops' edge is gone, and then certainly once the queens are gone, I mean, this is very drawish. It's quite interesting how, like, here, if you said who's winning, I would have said black. And then 1, 2, 3 moves later, it's drawn. So it is kind of fascinating how things can hinge on, especially on exchanges. So, fascinating game. They drew. And, yeah, that's actually going to wrap it up for today. Today is a fast stream. I was just in the mood to go over one of these games, and I thought, why not stream it? So, next time we'll be picking up with game number 5. All right, I'll I'll see you next time.